deja
Yeah.
different feelings, obviously.
Yeah.
Henry, you must be delighted with that second half performance.
Oh, I'm delighted with the result, absolutely. I don't think we were clinical enough with our performance today. I think the boys know that too. We were nowhere near where we needed to be, both offensively and at times defensively. But I have to give the players a bit of a rap, certainly the second half. To nil a team, at a half of football is a pretty big effort, and it took some special defending, some special efforts on goal line. Mark Mahoney come up with a couple of big defensive efforts for us. Will Bartow did one in the first half. And at times, we had to defend well because, we invited Featherstone, into our half. They were playing with some good ruck speed, some good tempo at times, and they put us a hell of a lot of pressure. Certainly the first half, I felt Featherstone were excellent. They completed high, they kicked well, their outcomes to intercepts were good, and like I said, they put us under a hell of a lot of pressure. We gave ourselves away some silly penalties in yardage, and we just weren't good enough with the ball either. We didn't play to the plan. Our execution of skill at times was really not where it needed to be, and it hurt us, and that's why we were down at half time. Second half, I still don't think we were great with the ball. Second half, I still think we again didn't execute what we wanted to execute. Again, sometimes our quality of skill let us down in some of our decision making, but defensively we showed some attitude, and we had to at times, because like I said, Featherstone were playing some pretty good stuff, and we really turned up for each other on the goal line. I thought at times they were trying to get themselves over and sneak over, and we just managed to get that last effort tackle, and some special efforts defensively, and I've got to give the team a rap for that character and that endeavour that they showed. And like I said, we ended up grinding out, probably an ugly win, I should say, in the end. Probably helped us a little bit that Featherstone lost a few players. They lost Cole Briggs there in the second half, which hurt them. They obviously lost John Davies early on, and Colton Rhodes as well in the second half. So I think that helped us a little bit. It probably gave us a bit of impetus at the back quarter there to come home over the top. But like you said, we did put ourselves under a lot of pressure today. But like I said, very, very pleased to get the 2 points, because it was an important 2 points for us in terms of where we are in the league and where Featherstone are. They've got a game in hand. And, if they'd have won today, then we're probably chasing that top 4 a little bit there. But what it does, the result today, is keeps us in the mix.
Did you feel there was a fatigue setting in that last half with having played 2 games over 4 days? Or was it the injuries?
I think, the preparation of the side and travelling the night before was a key decision for us to give our boys the opportunity to freshen up. I think the injuries really knocked us around. Losing 3 blokes and not being able to return, obviously crucial to any team, but particularly when you lose your half-back, who first half had caused London some problems, was a big one for us. And losing Colton Rhodes with an ankle injury, I thought Colton was great today and caused them again London lots of problems. But I think the penalty count hurt us. I think you talk about energy, you talk about being on the end of 15-7 penalty count, does knock you around. Couple that with the injuries to key players, just made it a little bit too difficult for us. And credit to London, I thought they had to do something with the possession. I thought they had to do something with the advantage that probably we gave them as well. And credit to them, they took that advantage and did the job. For me, I thought we were good first half. Had some opportunities that we didn't take, particularly 2-on-1 down a short side, and made an error with a passing to touch. Put Davis through a hole and he didn't finish, so they can ultimately come back to hurt us. But credit to London, I thought they were good today.
What do you make of the referee performance? You touched on the penalty count. Do you think he was well officiated today?
I think there's frustration every week with every coach you speak to. And, speaking to another coach who will remain nameless earlier on this week, we've got the same anxieties as probably all of us have, but I don't want to make an issue of it. I don't want to create a situation that makes it even harder for my team. Where I need to know is that I've got some blokes that I've got to patch up and get ready for next week. We've got a tough game against Halifax, and we'll just start ourselves down, see if we can get 17 blokes out on the field, and go from there.
Did you not think the refs lacked consistency? I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was 12. What was the penalty count first half?
First half, I thought it was 8-6 first half, 8-2 second half.
consistency there?
I thought London were great second half with the discipline and the technique, and not once did they have a leg pull, not once did they have markers not quite square or a player on the 10, and the 2 penalties that one of them conceded were correct.
John, do you think the change in conditions, it seems that the wind dropped significantly in the second half at a bearing? That's just pure luck, I know, whichever team had the wind first off.
I think I'd like to credit London now. Well, they played second half. I do. I think that we had problems getting forward. We didn't really have the structure that we wanted. We had back rowers playing as ball players. We had front rows in the back row. So we had some adjustments and some adjustments of personnel that didn't quite make us as threatening as we'd like to be. But for us, we got half a job done and didn't go on with the next part. And it's crucial that you play for 80 minutes, but particularly down here against a team that are playing well and full of confidence and look like they're an improved team from last year.
Weren't you very frustrated with the way that second half went? Because you seemed to dominate the first 15 or so minutes, and you only really had one big hit at the line, and the rest seemed to be stopped some way short.
I think that today was a very different game. I think for both coaches we've commented about the stop-start affair of the game, the number of penalties and the number of errors that were within the game, but just seemed to lack a little bit of flow. Whether that's frustration or not, I don't think it is certainly from my point of view. I think the fact that we had some players that were seriously injured, we had a head knock that he couldn't return, we've got 2 blokes who've had to be carried off. I think more concerned about the health of the players than the frustration of the game.
That's 5 you've lost here in 10 days. You must take them here.
Yeah, it's. The people are brilliant, and the setup's fantastic, and everybody's welcoming, and you couldn't wish to get a better reception from the fans and from the staff and the players. It's a really nice place. It's a good setup. It really is.
Do you think the pitch was an issue with any of the injuries? Or?
I'd rather not go down that avenue. It's I think what London have done and found themselves a good home that hopefully will be good to them for the next 3 years. I'm critical of the pitch because I think it's all speculation. There's plenty of people like to speculate on the eye pitches. I'm not one of them. I think you can't prove, there's no evidence to say that the pitch has caused any injuries.
Well, the head injuries obviously weren't, because I was just wondering, because the lower leg injury that was it Carlton Road?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He seemed to twist in the tackle as he was trying to. That was stopping. No, it was Carl Briggs, wasn't it, that stopped it, trying to stop her.
Yeah, Briggs. I think they had similar incidents, and I'm not going to put that down to the pitch.
And you're 6 from 8 in the league. Is that kind of where you targeting at the start of the season?
Yeah, it was. I think if you at the start of the season we'd sort of say that we're 6 from 8 at this stage. I was taking that. That's what we sort of targeted. So we're on course. We're on target of what we've set out to achieve. Again, we're still unbeaten at home in the league, which is a big thing for us, and we spoke about that as a group. And like I said, I still think we've got so much more in us. That's the I suppose exciting thing. But like I've said to the players, we're now a third way into the season. Teams are now starting to find their feet and starting to get better. We're certainly going to face a very good Whitehaven side next week. They're not going to be the same team that were in round 1 and 2. That's the reality. So, from ourselves, we have to get better in certain areas of our game. I think some of our game management at the moment is letting us down. Some of our execution of following instructions letting us down. And our execution of skill at times and decisions are letting us down. So there's some big areas that we need to improve pretty quickly, but I certainly can't fault the defensive attitude from the players. That's something we've spoken about pretty much all season, that defensive attitude, our resilience, our willingness to work hard and turn up for each other each week has really been, bar the Challenge Cup game, it's been pretty good. And again, so as long as we continue to hold on to that defensive attitude and effort, but we just need to improve things with the ball. I think we can really achieve something special this season. But like I said, the players have to learn and respond in the right way and very quickly, because it is going to come and catch up with us if we don't turn it around quickly.
Do you think these are the 2 best defences in the division?
Well, Featherstone have proven that. Featherstone today like some of their defensive work on their try line, that's a credit to John and his coaching staff. Mate, their defensive times was outstanding. Like, we didn't even look like scoring at times, you know. And again, part of that I put down the fact that we weren't probably executing the right plays that we wanted to execute. But still, I can't take nothing away from Featherstone's defence. You know, some of that goal on defender John was outstanding, mate. It really was. Like, they just kept turning up, they kept getting their bodies in, they just made life difficult for us. Even sometimes coming out of our half, we struggled a little bit. But I think, as John pointed out, as the game wore on, I did feel we were starting to get over the top and making some better leaders coming out of yardage. And again, like I said, we inevitably were probably clinical at the right times when we needed to be, and took that opportunity with the field position, which ultimately got us the result off the back of two of our great defensive effort too. But yeah, I've got to admit that they were very hard to break down today, Featherstone, and I certainly do believe that the fact they got 3 injuries, the fact that the penalty count probably for one of the very few times this year went in our favour, probably helped us a little bit there. But I can't take anything away from our team today, because we had to get the 2 points, we had to get the job done, and as ugly as it was, we did, you know what I mean? So once again, it's another 2 points for us and a step forward for us.